Hello, thanks for joining me for this quick video on the best multivitamin and why. I'm also going to go over 2 other supplements that I think are equally important. The best multivitamin I've ever found is a fermented whole food supplement by a company called QuestAssureD. Now, it's really hard to find a supplement that doesn't contain any synthetic ingredients. I believe Pfizer makes over 90% of all the vitamin B sold, and they just bought the company Emergency, so all of those are now synthetic. So it's really difficult to find a company that does not include those, and QuestAssureD is just fermented whole foods. Now, because it's fermented, it's also easier to digest. A lot of vitamins and minerals, especially minerals, are incredibly difficult to digest. So this supplement is made from all organic vegetables. It contains both probiotics, prebiotics, digestive enzymes. It's vegan, non-GMO. It's free of dairy, soy, and gluten. It's manufactured in the United States, and it is third-party tested. Now, the third-party testing is actually very important. In my previous video, I also mentioned that supplements are regulated as a food, and as such, they have very little requirements. So a supplement can say it contains 200 milligrams of calcium and actually only contain 10. And that's really the way most of the vitamins on the shelves are. So some companies will hire a third party that will test all their batches and make sure that they have in the bottle exactly what's on the label. QuestAssureD has a men's formula, a women's formula, and a teen formula. For the men and women, it suggests 4 capsules daily. I suggest dividing that up and taking 2 capsules with your breakfast and 2 capsules with your dinner. It's always good to take supplements with food as food. And if you take all 4 of them in the morning, then you've depleted them by evening. Your body does a lot of its repairing while you sleep at night. So if you have those extra nutrients, it actually helps your body to repair better. Now for the teen formula, it's 2 total. Again, it would be better if you divide them up and take 1 with breakfast and 1 with dinner, but I know how hard it is to get teens to take supplements at all, so it would be better to take 2 with breakfast or 2 with dinner and take them at one time if that's all you can get them to do. So whatever works there is fine. If you're interested in trying any of these supplements, I've included a link to my online store where you'll receive 10% off all of your orders. And to make it even easier, I created protocols, a women's basic, a men's basics, and children's basics. So you can go to any of those protocols and it'll have all the supplements that I'm recommending for women, for men, and for children. So you can just pull up the protocol, pick whichever products you want to put in your cart, and you're good to go. And anything over $49 has free shipping. So on to the next one. For children 4 years old and older, I recommend the My Kind Organic Gummies. It is also a whole food supplement made with real food with no added sugar, artificial sweeteners, flavors, colors, and no chemicals whatsoever. You're receiving a true whole food vitamin that's not only good for you, but tastes good too. They are free of gluten, nuts, soy, artificial colors and flavors. They're certified organic, non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, kosher, and they also use third-party testing. Now, I don't have time to go through every supplement for every age group, but I did put them in the protocol in my online store, so you can just go there and figure out what you need for the age of your child. As important as multivitamins are, there are 2 other must-have supplements. The next one is vitamin D. Vitamin D plays an important role in optimal health, and that proved to be even more so during COVID. So here's a list of treatment studies and things that were found beneficial during COVID. Now, most of the things on this sheet are pharmaceutical medications, but look where vitamin D landed. 81% efficacy. I was astonished by how high that was, followed by vitamin A at 79%. There's also quercetin, melatonin, zinc, turmeric, and if you look down lower, there's vitamin C, and everybody thinks, oh, if you get sick, you need vitamin C. It ranked 43% compared to 81% with vitamin D. So that is an indication of how important vitamin D is to our health and well-being. Vitamin D deficiency is also associated with chronic disease. Adequate levels of vitamin D reduce your risk of autoimmune diseases, osteoporosis, asthma, inflammation, cholesterol, influenza, depression, and many more. So for vitamin D, I also recommend QuestAssureD. They have a supplement called ADK. It's important to note that if you're taking vitamin D, you have to take vitamin K with it. You can't utilize vitamin D without K. And QuestAssureD just happens to throw an extra vitamin A, which we saw in the previous study is very beneficial. Now, it's 5,000 IUs per capsule, which I think is sufficient for most people, but it's important to note that vitamin D is different than all other supplements. As soon as you ingest it, it becomes a hormone. It's the only supplement like that. So everybody's bodies process hormones differently, and for that reason, I recommend that everybody get a vitamin D test, probably once a year, just to see where your vitamin D levels sit. So most supplements, you can kind of have an idea, oh, most adults need this amount, but because it's a hormone and everybody processes that differently, it really doesn't equate. Now, you can go to your doctor and ask for a vitamin D test. I recommend that. I also have included a link below. You can order a vitamin D test from me, and in doing so, I think the total is $47. That includes an $8 Quest Diagnostic lab draw fee, but I think it's very worth it to have that done. I have a personal story about that. You know, when the pandemic first began, I went and had a bunch of blood labs drawn because I wanted to make sure I was in optimal health. I know that having a strong immune system is your best defense against COVID or any virus. So I went and had a bunch of blood labs done, and I realized I was deficient in vitamin D, which I thought was crazy because I had been taking vitamin D for 20 years. There was no reason for me to be deficient. So I upped the amount I was taking, and I kept retesting, and I remained deficient. So I started playing around with different supplements, and that's actually how I found the QuestAssureD supplement. After beginning that, my vitamin D levels are perfect now, and I only need to take the 5,000 IUs, where I was taking more than that of other supplements, and I wasn't getting the same benefit. So again, it goes to that, not all supplements are created equal. So the third and last product that I want to talk about is a high quality fish oil or plant-based equivalent. So that would be an Omega, EPA, DHA. These are incredibly important for your brain. 70% of your brain is made up of fat, and half of that fat is DHA. Studies show the higher your omega-3 index is, which looks at the amount of EPA and DHA in your bloodstream, the larger your actual brain is and its memory centers. I think that's so cool. The more that you take, the bigger your brain is. It also supports heart health, mental health, and depression. It's good for eyes. It reduces inflammation. It supports healthy skin. It's important for pregnancy and early life. It can reduce liver fat, and it may improve attention deficit and hyperactivity in children. It really calms the nervous system. So for this, I recommend two different brands, Metagenics and Nordic Naturals. And I think those are both high quality supplements that will deliver exactly what you need. So the best supplements to take are a multivitamin, a vitamin D with K, and a high quality fish oil or its plant equivalent. I've included a link to a more in-depth video on how to use my online store. I've included a link to my online store and a link to order vitamin D tests if you're interested. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Until next time, take care.